and you're watching Dansportsnews.
No, Farrakhan, and you're watching Dansportsnews.
I'm Edwards, and you're watching Dansportsnews.
This is Javon Cornell, you're watching Dansportsnews.
This is Amara Aquino, and you're listening to the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast.
This is Will Richardson, and you're watching Dansportsnews.
What's up, everybody? It's Clee Wop. You're listening to the Dansportsnews podcast.
This is Nicole Michelle, and you're listening to the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast.
This is Jaden Gould, and you're listening to the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast.
This is Elliot Cadone, and you're listening to Dansportsnews.
Just tell me a little bit about how you first got started in football.
I first got started in football because my older brother, when I was 7 years old, he was playing since he's 2 years older than me, so I just kind of got interested by him.
Now, did he play at like a high level or college, anything like that?
No, my older brother, he actually got injured his sophomore year and had to stop playing football because he dislocated his shoulder twice.
So as a kid growing up, did you like play any other sports? And what was it about football that you decided that was the sport you wanted to play?
Growing up, no, I didn't play any other sports. I only played football. But during high school, I did football and track. I ran track like in between seasons, just to try and get myself faster. Football just caught my attention, like I said, kind of through my older brother, and then just always seeing, watching football on TV, just certain guys playing. I was a really big fan of Michael Vick when he used to be on, the Eagles, because, that was kind of, my favorite Michael Vick. Michael Vick, and, even today I love watching Aaron Rodgers play, him and, Russell Wilson, so it's always been a part of me.
Tell me a little bit about freshman and sophomore year. How did those years start off for you?
My freshman year, I came in trying to compete for the JV spot. So when I was competing for the JV spot, I ended up getting put down a week, putting down the freshman a week into the competition. So kind of from there, that kind of got me a little mad. But I stuck it out with the team I was playing with. So I played freshman my freshman year. We went 6-2, I think. Lost to some pretty bad schools. But, and then my sophomore year, I ended up trying to compete for the varsity spot. But that didn't work out because we got a transfer in. Because our starter, Kenyon Oblad, was the start of the year, my freshman year. So he left, and then we got a transfer in that came in. He played. And I ended up going and playing JV for a whole year, and I actually split reps every single quarter. Me and this other quarterback would switch out. Tate Hauser, he's at St. John Bosco now. So we'd switch out every quarter to play. So that's how those 2 years went.
Now, those freshman and sophomore years, you're still playing quarterback. You weren't trying any other positions at that time? Yeah,
no, so freshman year, I was the quarterback. But, there was a game where all of our linebackers were hurt. So they threw me in at linebacker just because I was one of the bigger guys on the team. I was playing both sides of the ball that game against Legacy. And then sophomore year, I was just playing quarterback.
Now we know about this injury you had. Tell me about that injury, that started that you had to miss the first 4 games of junior year. What was that injury?
During spring ball last year, going into my junior year, we were in practice, and it was towards the end of practice, actually, and I was handing the ball to my running back, and he kind of wasn't paying attention, so when I called the snap, I turned around, ran back to hand the ball, and he wasn't paying attention, so he, kind of panicked and felt he had to catch up to the whole play, threw his elbow up, really high, and hit me in the face, because there in spring ball, you don't exactly have any pads on, helmets, nothing, so he threw his elbow up pretty high and just caught me right in the face and broke this whole right side of my face right here.
Junior year, you start, in recovery. You've been recovering then the whole summer, I assume. And then junior year comes around, and you're the 4th string quarterback on the team?
Yeah, so recovery was... So after I broke my face, the doctor had told me that it wasn't... He didn't think it was broken. He just thought it was fractured, figuring that it'd heal. So it didn't end up healing the way we wanted it to. So that was a 2-month thing where it was healing incorrectly. So no surgery, no nothing. Went back to the doctor, and the doctor told me that it's healing wrong. So I'd have to get surgery. I got surgery a few days later, and they had to re-break and re-break the whole side of my face. So it was like going through it all over again. And that was probably around July time of 2019. Yeah, July time of 2019. And we started the season in like 3 weeks. I kind of knew I wasn't going to be able to recover by week 1. So I ended up recovering by week 3, like completely. And when I recovered, I actually played that game. That was against St. Don Bosco. My first game I went in and played. I split reps with the starter at the time, Canyon Stonke. He was our starter. And my second play in the game, I scored a touchdown. And our coaches kind of just knew, like, right then and there, like, oh, I can play. Like, I can ball on, like, a varsity level. Like, even though I've only played freshman and JV in my first 2 years. So they kind of just recognized me right then and there, and I just got more reps slowly and became the starter.
The team ends up winning 10 straight games, which is incredible. You guys end up beating Bishop Gorman, where everybody knows who they are. National powerhouse school. What's going through your mind during this 10-game winning streak?
Well, so the first 5 games that I missed were out-of-state games. Obviously, tougher teams. Played teams like Mililani in Hawaii, Centennial Corona, and like I said, Bosco, just some of these top-tier schools in the country. And then we obviously started out playing our conference games in Vegas. I mean, as someone that's always played in Vegas, and I've grown up with most of my opponents that I'm played against them in youth football. It's just, I'm coming in with that, I'm going to beat you, man. You're not going to for every game. And during the 10-game win streak, it felt amazing that I could get our first win of the season. I mean, that was the start to turn something around and going to win what little did we know was going to be our first state championship.
And you guys beat Bishop Gorman, who had never lost to a Nevada team in 10 years, 8 years?
10 years, yeah.
So you guys, everyone pretty much, growing up, always saw Bishop Gorman beating every team in Nevada. So what was that like to beat them?
Beating them was probably a little bit better than winning state. I mean, just because I think that Gorman game, a lot of people knew that Gorman game was the state game. I mean, we've all said it. That was probably obviously our most competition when we were a full unit. Our team was one. And I think, honestly, we could have beat any team that we played that season if we were all one how we were in the Gorman game. Because we started out slow that game. We ended up going down 17-3 at half. And we came back and won 30-24. But just everyone's energy in that game was insane. It was intense. It was loud. The fans helped a lot. I mean, just having that home field advantage was insane.
And you personally had this phenomenal season, 24 touchdown passes, only 1 pick, and then you run for 10 more touchdowns. What was it about your game that you were just able to completely dominate there on the field?
The players that got on the field, I mean, obviously first you always got to give a shout out to your line. Nothing's right without them if you're playing the quarterback position. No one's going to have those type of stats if you're playing quarterback without this type of line that I had. And then obviously the playmakers, from my running back to my wideouts, and even the defense. I couldn't have done any of it without them. And just personally, on my aspect, it all comes down to the amount of time you put into the game. How much time you're practicing, how much time you want to spend after practice with some of your wideouts, getting your routes down, getting timing down, and even in the film room with my quarterback coach, we spent countless hours. Not just me, all the other quarterbacks. We spent countless hours watching film on every single team, just to make sure we'd get that win. Even though if we were the more superior team that week, we just wanted to make sure and absolutely dominate.
You talk about your talented teammates. You guys had the number 1 player in the state, Maliki Mataveo. You had guys like Ben Roy, who's going to UCLA, Zephaniah and Zyrus. What's it like playing with all those other talented guys?
Man, it's just competition. In practice, it's like I said, the energy is just always amazing. Everyone thinks that's just field energy for us, in the live game. No, that's practice energy for Liberty. Everyone's just all hype and it's all competitiveness when we got out to practice. And being able to play with someone like I'm best friends with Mo, and being able to play with someone like that, his size and how smart he is insane. He knows like the game inside and out, and so does my center Ben Roy. He's going to be a beast at UCLA, and then of course Cyrus, like he's an absolute like animal when he's running the ball. He just doesn't like to be tackled, and then someone like Naya, Renan is probably like the hardest hitter I've ever seen like playing football. I mean, he's laying hits on guys like DJ Ongolele, like someone at Clemson now, like when he played Bosco. It's like that guy, he doesn't care about his body, he just puts it on the line for you.
Now, we go to senior year, and obviously the season is canceled due to COVID. Now, I'm in New Jersey, and in local high schools in Jersey, you know, they played at least 6 or 9 games. So what happened that in Vegas you guys had no season and it was canceled? Why was that? What was the decision for that?
They actually just made this decision like a month ago. Honestly, like none of us were too thrilled about it, but we kind of knew it was coming. It was kind of dumb that 35, 36 other states have played football, and there's like 14 or 15 states left not playing. And then when it comes down to the voting for spring, all these other states that did not play are playing now, besides Nevada. I mean, of course, California's not playing, but they have their little club teams and everything that they're doing down there. And we've started club teams up down here in Nevada now, just so we can play some football, and so some of our guys can get filmed to send out to colleges. So we are going to have like some sort of spring season, but it's not going to be with high school.
So, like, in the fall, what did you do? What were some of the workouts you did to stay prepared and stay game ready, even though you weren't really playing any games?
Oh, man, the day after we won state, everyone got back in the weight room. We were right back in the weight room, and me and my wideouts went right back out to the field. So, I mean, there's things that we messed up on in the state game. Like, there's routes that needed to be corrected, and, of course, you got to wait another 9 months to play, and we're fixing these mistakes the day after state. Like, it's pretty crazy, like, to think about that. Like, we were just that motivated to want to win, and someone like me, I just haven't stopped training. I've been kind of like a workhorse myself, and I train at this game changers facility with a few other really good players in the city. And I mean, my trainer Tyson, he doesn't really take it easy on us. So my body feels kind of dead like every day. So I got like training, and then I got practice right after that.
You would definitely say that your workout plan is more intense since you don't have any games played right now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm just trying to prepare myself for college because the high school workouts are insane. Like Liberty's weight room and lifting program is intense, for sure above a lot of the city, but I want to get to that next level where I'll be prepared for college.
And you did play some 7-on-7 football, right? Like, to an extent?
Yeah, I played my freshman year after freshman season, after sophomore season and junior. I played with All-American Pride, a pretty good team out here.
You signed your national letter of intent to Montana. Tell me about that decision to choose Montana.
The coaches, Coach Rosie and Coach Houck. Coach Rosie and Coach Houck, they kind of told me right when I got the phone call from them, they were like, dude, we absolutely love your film. And something that other college coaches kind of told me was like, man, we love your film this year, but like we want to see next year's just because you're this tall, you weigh this much. But like we're gonna offer you. Like we think we're gonna offer you. But the thing was, Montana was right away. They were like, man, we love your film, and we don't care about your height, we don't care about your weight. Like we want you. We want you to be our guy. I mean, that's just something every player wants to hear about a program. You want to know that you can be welcomed in, and you'll be like special to the program, and know you can help. So that just really caught my attention. And then just the people that know me best, like family, they know that's just kind of the lifestyle I kind of wanted to live, is somewhere in Montana, just the country type of lifestyle. So, I mean, that's just all that added up to my decision. My family felt it was best for me to play there as well. And they're a top school in the FCS. They're top 3 every year. They compete for a national championship. I mean, what do you want the national championship?
Do you feel like, obviously, your stock would have rose more if you had this season, if the season had been played this year?
Honestly, I haven't thought about how I would have gotten more offers or whatever it was because of this year. I mean, I'm really just happy to be a Grizzly right now, and I don't regret it at all. I mean, so if this year had came, if we did play, either way, it probably would have been in the spring, and I still would have been a Grizzly. So, I mean, would have played senior ball committed, so that would have felt great.
And back to Montana, Coach Hawk, I know he actually used to coach with UNLV, so he has that Nevada connection. Is that another thing that played a factor with you in choosing to go there?
Yeah, for sure, dude. Just knowing that someone like Coach Hawk could live in Las Vegas, so you can live two different types of lifestyles, like a city lifestyle and that country style. I mean, he said just the move was great because he was at Montana before UNLV, so he went to Montana, UNLV, and then back. And just him being able to do that just kind of made me feel a little more comfortable, like I can really call that place a home. And whenever I'm talking maybe homesick or something, if that happens and I'm up there, I got someone like Coach Hawk I can talk to just because he understands that.
Now, what do you feel like you need to improve most in your game before you make that jump this season for college football?
I mean, if you watch my highlights, I'm sure a lot of people could notice that my speed probably needs to get up a little bit. So, I mean, I've been working on that a lot, just attacking the ground a little harder than what I do. Kind of ran a little weird last year, a little wobbly leg, but so I'm trying to get my speed up basically.
Yeah, I checked out your highlight tape, and I mean, I think you're an electrifying athlete with some really great qualities, and I really think you can play at the next level, and I'm talking like in the league.
Thank you.
What is one of your goals for this upcoming season at Montana?
And my first goal, I think I could say, is one, whether I play, which I plan on playing, because, I mean, I'm a real big competitor. I just want to win games. And, I mean, I think my number one goal would be to compete and win the job, because that's something I've always wanted, is to be that guy at a college program. So I'm definitely going to be competing for that job, and that's probably my biggest goal, is just winning that spot. And then I think working kind of whether I'm a starter or not, I mean, I just want us to win. I want to help win any way possible.
Who would you say is your game most like in the NFL? Which NFL quarterback is your game most like?
Ooh, I think last season, I think it was a lot of Russell Wilson. Like, honestly, I mean, I think this season, I'd love to see my pocket, but like I said, I kind of want to see my pocket passing increase this year. That's something I've been working on a lot, and just working a whole bunch of different arm angles and stuff, and that kind of identifies to Aaron Rodgers, and just the way that he can get the ball out at any angle and just anywhere on the field at any way that he puts his body position in. I think I would personally say a lot of it's going to be Aaron Rodgers here, but because I run, I'd still say Russell Wilson.
What about Kyler Murray? He's also a guy who's short like yourself, but he can also, run really fast like yourself. Is he somebody you kind of mold your game after as well?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I've always looked at it more towards the Russell Wilson side, but, I mean, Kyler Murray, because of the height, I understand, but I just think he's a lot more faster. He's the type of guy that can get, like, from the 1 yard line to all the way to the other side of the field in freaking 10 seconds, 9 seconds, and I'm working to that, so.
Do people ever, put you with Trevor Lawrence because you have the long hair and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, and the 7-on-7 season, I'd always throwing dimes and touchdown passes. Everyone's like, damn, this kid's Trevor Lawrence. Like, look at the hair. Yeah, I get that a lot.
Now, I'm sure you've seen Remember the Titans. I don't know if you remember the quarterback, Sunshine. He had the long, flowing hair like you.
Yeah.
Do you get that comparison a lot as well?
Yeah, I get Sunshine. I get Golden Boy. I get, what's his name? I can't remember. What's that movie? What does Morocco call me? What's that name he calls me? No. I forget. I'm going to have to remember that.
Who's your favorite NFL team?
Washington football team.
Really? But you're from Vegas.
My dad's team, his dad's team. But, I mean, kind of just stuck with it always. I've just always been a Washington fan. Never really switched up, even though we're not too good. We did really good this year, though. 7-9 record. Playoffs.
Yeah, you guys beat my Steelers, so.
Oh, you're a Steeler, man?
Yeah.
Took that pride away from you guys.
Yeah.
11-0 record, jeez.
Yeah, but I mean, we're going to get J.J. Watt, so we're all good.
No, I don't know if we'll go for it. We got the best deal on the NFL already, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, Chase Young, he's a beast. Now, what did you think of the Super Bowl?
Man, I was honestly hoping for the Chiefs to win just because I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be a shit for me. As everyone else says, you can't bet against Tom Brady. So
Of course.
So,
if you could have dinner with 3 football players from the past or the present, who would they be?
I think Michael Vick, Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
You gotta have the smartest. You gotta have the smartest man ever, best player ever at the table. Most athletic quarterback. Either, I mean, obviously Lamar or Michael, but Michael Vick's more of a shorter guy. And Aaron Rodgers, because dude, that man is amazing. He's done things that absolutely no quarterback's done. I mean, his throwing mechanics are insane.
Who was a quarterback that you maybe trained with, competed with at a camp that really impressed you with their talent?
Trained with? Because, I mean,
or played against
in my class.
Or on another team, opposing high school. Who was a quarterback that really impressed you?
Okay, so DJ Ongelele, Clemson quarterback now. I played against him last year. My man, like, he really is underrated. Like, he's exactly what everyone says he is. And, like, that's props to him because he is good. I've trained with Tate, Martel, and Dorian Thompson Robinson. Plenty of guys, just other quarterbacks. And, I mean, none of them are really, like, they're not what people say they aren't. Like, they're great quarterbacks. They're great. I love the competition. I love being able to compete with college quarterbacks and seeing kind of where I am at a level.
Who was one defender that you had to go against in high school, whether it's like a cornerback, a linebacker? Who was somebody that was really good, that was probably like the toughest defender you had to go against?
I think since I started playing a little later, I think it's that Gorman game when I played against Jaden Hicks and Zion Branch. I think those are the 2 best defenders I've ever run against. And those guys they're insanely smart, and like their speed is insane. They get from sideline to sideline insane. But I was supposed to play against Corey Foreman when we played Centennial Corona, but he was hurt that week, so I wasn't gonna play him.
Now back to Bishop Gorman. Growing up, we know you're from Vegas. Why didn't you go to Bishop Gorman? What was your decision to choose Liberty?
Well, it's the same reason that Zaire said. I mean, my running back, we just wanted to. We didn't want to join the best. We wanted to beat them.
Understandable. I understand that. Now, we talk about Bishop Gorman. What are your thoughts on Tate Martel? I'm just curious since he, played in Vegas and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's a cool guy to be around. He's freaking awesome. And like I said, he's just someone that's really good. He just kind of never got a shot in college yet. But, yeah, I mean, he's a great guy, and he's as smart as can be, man. Like, Tate is probably one of the smartest quarterbacks I've ever met. And, I mean, that says it all about him. His work ethic is insane.
I still have some faith in Tate. I think he should transfer again, but I think he should go to like a low major, mid-major, a place where he knows he can start. Because I really think he has a good shot at, making it to the league if he, continues to work and goes to maybe a smaller school. Because he could play. The kid could ball.
Yeah, he for sure can. But I know he entered the transfer portal already. I'm just no clue where he's on.
What's your favorite shoe?
My favorite shoe?
Yeah.
Either Air Max 270s or Air Max 91s. Or 97s, not 91s, 97s. I wear those a lot.
Before a game, what music do you like to listen to pump you up before a game?
Pump me up. I listen to country before my games. I'm a big country music guy. That's all I listen to. But it kind of more calms me down. Gets me like in the moment. Like I'm ready. Like just no need to overreact. No need to be scared. Nothing nervous. So.
Yeah, I get that. Now, would you rather have a game-winning rushing touchdown or a game-winning passing touchdown?
Oh, passing touchdown for sure. Passing touchdown shows everyone's doing something with you. Your line's blocking for you, and you're over here throwing a great ball. Your wideout's making a great play. So passing touchdown shows everything.
Would you rather have a 50-yard touchdown run or a 50-yard touchdown pass?
The pass for sure. The 2-yard touchdown pass. Same reason.
Would you rather...
I mean, I run when I have to. But...
Right. I understand. Would you rather throw 3 picks, no touchdowns, and win the Super Bowl, or 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, and lose the Super Bowl?
Easy. Well, I'm for sure easy, no doubt that we're big. It would not destroy my ego at all. As long as we win, and everyone's winning the game, we're working. It's the goal that we all want. I could care less about my performance after the game. Like, obviously, maybe in the future, I'd probably care about it a little more, but...
That's the right answer. And good luck at Montana this season.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.